Welcome to the Mixed Reception Podcast. I'm your host, Barrett Sigmund, and today, a very special guest, special to me, Molly Graham. What is up?
Oh my gosh, I'm special.
You're special.
Special.
So special.
Special.
So this is your first solo episode, just you and me, no Jeff here.
It's you and me and all of the kitties. That's a song I wrote about us and our cat at home together.
So no Jeff today. Now you guys host How Embarrassing podcast, as people may know. I have to ask you, are you embarrassed to be here today?
I would never be embarrassed to be here today.
Aww.
Because I live here and we date. So pretty much everything embarrassing I do is in front of you. So
That's true.
You see me do some weird shit.
I have.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll record some of that weird shit tonight. That sounded like a sex tape.
Yeah, really. That made it sound like we were gonna make a sex tape.
No, we're not.
That's not gonna happen.
No, I meant record weird things she might say. But all right. So today, I think it was a couple weeks ago. We were just kind of sitting around with some friends and talking about movies, and you mentioned Romy and Michele's high school reunion.
That's right.
And according to you, this is a bit of a cult classic.
It really is. And it's a movie that I am telling you, every single girl my age knows about. Like, you mentioned Romy and Michele's high school reunion to anyone I went to high school with. They know it. Like, I love this movie.
So let's get into it, because I have never heard of it. I think maybe I saw you watch it before.
Because it's like a comfort movie for me. Like, I'll put it on just because it's, I don't know, it's just great.
So
I love it.
What's your history with this movie? When did you first hear about it? When did you first see it? Okay,
so it's interesting. The first time I ever saw this movie was actually on ABC Family.
This does seem like an ABC Family movie.
So it isn't, but it was on ABC Family because the sequel was an ABC Family original movie. There was a sequel called like Romy and Michele in the Beginning. It was like a prequel type thing. And I remember
starring Katherine Heigl and somebody from some show.
Yeah. And I remember the prequel airing, and they were showing both of them on ABC Family. So the first version of this movie I ever saw, and probably the first 10 times I watched it, was like this edited ABC Family version. So I never saw like any of the like sex jokes and stuff like that, because ABC Family would edit them out. But in the sequel, they do like a dance that me and my cousin Caroline still do to this day.
Oh, so Caroline's getting married. Are you guys gonna do the dance?
Yeah, and I'm sure you've seen me and Caroline do the dance before.
And I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna put it on the Mixed Reception podcast page.
We do it all the time, but it's actually from the prequel to Romy and Michele's high school reunion. So my whole beginning with this movie was just seeing like the edited version of it, but I just fell in love with it. It's just such a fun, you never see, like, I feel like every like buddy movie is about like two dudes being like, we're gonna lose our virginity, or like, let's fucking get wasted. But in this one, it's just like two girls. Like, I just think it's like the first movie I ever saw that was truly about like female friendship. And just like the real love story in the movie is about like just two girls hanging out and just like being best friends.
Wow, that's deep.
I love this movie.
Okay.
I think it's so fun.
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned the prequel, because I actually had that in trivia. So let's address it now. How is the prequel?
I don't remember anything about the prequel except for the dance that me and my cousin have memorized and still know to this day.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I got.
All right, so this movie came out in 97. I'm going to set the stage. I'm going to set the tone, what people thought about at the time. So kind of mixed, positive, kind of mixed in that gray area. Rolling Stone, Peter Travers. I'm going to start with a positive and work my way down to the not so positive. Gave it 3.5 out of 4.
Okay.
He loved this.
Yeah.
Quote, Kudrow's Michele is a deadpan delight as she joins fellow misfit Romy, a deliciously funny Mira Sorvino. I do think they have
Mira Sorvino.
Mira Sorvino?
Mira.
Mira? Mira Sorvino.
Mira.
Mira.
Mira. So what I do want to say, a lot of people, and this is, I'm stepping on your trivia.
Okay.
Should I stop? Are we just doing reviews first?
We'll address it as it comes.
Oh, so this movie is actually based on a stage play.
I had that in my notes, yeah.
Yeah. It's actually based on a play.
Which Kudrow was in.
Yeah. So Lisa Kudrow played the role of Michele in this stage play. And then, it got adapted into a movie, and they had to find the perfect Romy. And then Mira Sorvino was kind of like that person, and she does this bizarre accent.
God, we gotta talk about the accent.
Yeah, we'll get to the accent, but
what is that accent?
She just kind of made it up for the character.
I liked it.
Honestly, Mira Sorvino is someone who could have had a great career, but her career actually was fucking canceled. Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, God.
She was one of the Harvey Weinstein people who he fucking blacklisted her and ruined her career. Because she wouldn't fuck him, so.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Mira Sorvino could have been one of the fucking greats, but Harvey Weinstein fucking ruined her life, so justice for her.
It's so funny when I do trivia for some of these movies, how often his name comes, and he's like notorious for also being a creepy sex pervert.
He is grossly.
He goes in, he makes the directors cut scenes. and stuff.
He is grossly everywhere.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. So this review, I don't know. They have pretty good chemistry. I will say, Kudrow's just kind of playing Phoebe, I feel like.
So this was before Phoebe, though.
No, this was 97. I think Friends was on for 3 or 4 years.
But the stage play,
that's true. Maybe that's what got her Friends.
This character is, I think it's different from Phoebe. Phoebe is a little bit more opinionated and I don't know. I find Michele to be different from Phoebe.
They're both kind of dumb.
They're both kind of airheads. I do think this was a little bit of a typecast type thing, but I find the characters to be different. But it might just be because of my nostalgia with them.
I got another review. San Francisco Chronicle. Ruth Stein, 3 out of 4 stars. A frothy comedy with the most adorable buddies since Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Wow. You're comparing these guys to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
They're just, to me, I just do feel like female friendships were not highlighted in a lot of movies. I felt like a lot of movies were just especially 90s teen dramas. It was all, the girls were always just the girls they were trying to get. It was always male friendships highlighted, and then one of the guys was but I love this girl. Girls were always just half of a romance, where I feel in this movie it really made it about female friendship.
That is
about
a good point.
2 girls just going to fucking crush it at their high school reunion.
Yeah, I can't really think of a movie around this time before that was really about 2 girlfriends. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, Roger Ebert. I always have to say what he said. He liked it. 3 out of 4. Quote. It's kind of a weird quote. It has charm, a sly intelligence, and the courage to go for special effects sequences. What special effects sequences are in this? I guess the dream sequence.
Yeah, I guess they're talking about the dream sequence. Okay.
All right, good point, Ebert. Okay, mixed review, 2.5 out of 5. USA Today, Susan, I'm not even going to pronounce this lady's name, isn't smart enough to cut it as the ultimate blonde joke. Thoughts?
I don't even get, maybe I'm blonde. I don't even get what she's trying to say.
I think she's she's essentially saying this. Well, I mean, they are ditzy blondes, and this isn't as funny as what they say about blondes and stuff like that.
Okay, well, fuck this bitch, Susan.
Susan.
I guess she has a fucking stick up her ass.
we'll get into it. I did like this movie. I will say I didn't have me like rolling on the floor.
Yeah, well, let's get.
Well, I got one more review.
Okay.
AV Club. Stephen Thompson gave it a 40. Kudrow and Sorvino aren't really given a script to work with. Most jokes consist of the two women being vacious together. I guess being gross.
Oh, I don't really think so.
All right.
I don't think this script, like, honestly, for a movie, what is it, rated R?
Is it rated R? This is
I don't think it
PG-13
should
probably.
be rated R. Like, they keep it very not gross between them. I don't know. Whatever.
Rotten Tomatoes, 73%. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Metacritic, 59. Audience is only.
Oh my god! How many fucking reviews are we gonna?
Well, we're almost done. Audience, 65%. IMDb, 6.2. Box office, not a huge hit. Only made 29 million. A budget was 20 million.
Sure.
So did okay. I guess it made a little money. Let's just go into notes. I have 3 pages of notes here.
You have 3 pages of notes.
But I checked I checked the points I really want to.
Okay, Barrett. I was about to say, here's the thing. I feel like this podcast, you usually have like 4 hours talking about a movie. Like, we are not going to spend a long ass time talking about this movie.
Well, you start. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the movie.
Well, yeah. So
I did like the opening. No doubt, just a girl, and I'm just a girl. And then I guess their whole thing is fabric. They like making dresses and stuff. I like the opening credits. 2
things that I want to say about this movie.
Well, first of all, what is it about? Well, let's start there.
Okay. So this movie is about 2 best friends who were best friends in high school and now live in LA together. And it's just kind of, I think, honestly, as someone right now who graduated from high school, not almost 10 years ago, but a while ago. Oh my god!
Over 10 years.
I graduated
from high school. You are older than
I graduated from high school 11 years ago. Holy fuck!
Does this movie make you feel old?
Oh my god! But like, that's my whole thing. It's 2 women who I think are going through the same shit that everyone my age goes through. It's their 10-year high school reunion, and they feel like they've accomplished kind of nothing. Like, they're just 2 best friends still like hanging out, getting drunk. They go to the club every night. And that is where a lot of people are. But there's also the people who graduated from high school with me who are married with kids. There's also people who like have, gone and gotten their PhDs and shit. I just think it's something that every girl has this oh fuck moment where, like,
well, not just girl. I would say this movie is a little bit relatable to everybody.
Yeah, and they find out their high school reunion is in 2 weeks, and they go, okay, so we have to like lose 20 pounds and find boyfriends in 2 weeks.
Which they don't lose.
Which is ridiculous.
They're not
going to do that. But then they just decide, like, oh, we'll just fucking lie. We're just going to go pretend to be successful at our high school reunion, and we'll just lie about it. And so they just like make these baller outfits and like decide they're going to lie at their high school reunion. And that's basically what the movie's about, is them going back to their high school reunion and seeing and you get these high school flashbacks.
The flashbacks are hilarious.
The flashbacks are amazing. And it just like, it shows where everyone is now. I think that's the gist of what the movie's about.
So bringing up the flashbacks, it is kind of funny. They're like reminiscing, and then like it's so funny. Like they took the same picture together in their yearbook. Like,
yeah.
And then like they're kind of reminiscing about boys and stuff, and like I wonder why he never liked me. And it's like like they're a drama class.
They're like,
the 2 gay dudes are like looking at each other.
So they do, like, that's how they set up the introduction to all the characters that you're going to meet at the reunion, is Romy and Michele are looking at their high school yearbook, just being like, oh my God, remember so-and-so? And then it'll go into a flashback of showing like the interactions with these people. So it's cool because before you even get to the reunion, you get to see like these interactions and these flashbacks to kind of set up the characters that we're gonna meet at the reunion.
And also she liked this guy in high school, and then there was his girlfriend was like a bitch to her, which they pull a prank on her. I guess she had like scoliosis, and she had to wear a back brace.
She has the back brace, and they put the magnets on her back.
That's not really that good of a prank, though.
I know it's just.
What's more fucked up is they ate her burger.
Yeah, they did.
Now, that was fucked up. Now,
but I do think that it's like that is such a thing that you would think is the biggest deal in the world in high school, and then looking back on it, it's just like, oh, like that was fucking stupid. No one gave a fuck.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think this movie does such a good job of showing that, like, what happens in high school, while at the time it seems like it's the worst thing in the world, it really isn't. And it, like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone moves on and no one gives a fuck. And if you get stuck in what happened in high school, you're a loser.
That is true.
Yeah.
Also, I put in my notes, asparagus scene. LOL. What's up with Michele? She's like eating it, and then she sniffs it, and then she eats it again.
Barrett, I gotta say, I have no memory of what you're talking about.
The asparagus scene with Phoebe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't remember that? I wrote this down.
There was an asparagus scene?
Yeah.
When did it occur?
I think it was in one of the flashbacks where she's just like, it's like a random scene. It's like 2 seconds. It was just a funny moment.
Okay.
And she like lifts up the asparagus.
That sounds
and just like sniffs it. And then
so
she eats
funny.
it. I thought it was funny.
That's so
funny. I put asparagus scene. LOL.
I was about to say, apparently it was good enough for you to write it down.
I just wrote that. I'm just going through my notes here. So I cut my shoe before, and it's filling up with blood.
I cut my foot before, and my shoe is filling up with blood.
When did that happen?
She was just using that as like a line when Romy is trying to find them dates for the reunion. Some fucking weird, creepy guy comes up, and she's like, "Well, excuse me, I cut my foot with like earlier, and my shoe is filling up with blood." And she just walks away, which I always thought was so funny.
What you're doing, you're trying to do her accent, so I guess it's a bit of Baltimore.
It's a little bit. It's almost like a mid-Atlantic accent. Like she's like, but she does like a deep voice, and she's like, "We're gonna look so good at the reunion."
Holy shit.
Like, she does this crazy accent.
Kate Winslet from Mira of Easttown watched this movie, and that's what she's basically...
It almost is, it's like a mid-Atlantic, like Pennsylvania accent, but I don't understand where the fuck it comes from, because the movie is set, they grew up in Tucson, Arizona, and now they live in LA. Do you have any trivia about her accent?
No, I couldn't. I was like, okay,
I can't believe we didn't find any.
No, I was going in IMDb.
I bet you there's a ton of shit out there about it. But yeah, Mira Sorvino, like, notoriously did a crazy accent for this movie.
She made a decision.
Because she does not talk like that. But yeah, for the character, that was her voice. And that's Romy. That's Romy's voice.
Another funny scene. She fakes an orgasm. She works at like a Jaguar dealership.
Oh, and she like fake has sex with the guy to get to borrow a nice car.
He doesn't even care that she is gonna have. He just wants people to think that they had sex.
Yeah.
So everybody's like hearing them outside.
It, yeah.
And like, Ramon. I'm trying to do her accent.
Ramon.
Oh,
yeah.
Ramon.
It sounds like honestly
is
my
that an
accent.
earthquake?
It's so close to my accent.
But well, one of my favorite parts of the movie is like, so she finally has the car, and she's like, I had to like blow a dozen dudes to get. I had to give guys a bunch of hand jobs to get this, and then Michelle's just like, oh, okay, cool. She's like, you didn't really think I did that, did you? She's like, no.
Yeah.
Their argument is kind of like, I'm prettier than you. No, you're prettier than me. They are kind of like, I don't know, like very.
They're supposed to be, super superficial, like Valley Girl type characters. But yeah, I just think for me, what's the format of the podcast? Are we
we're in notes right now. It's loosey goosey.
The plot, okay.
Yeah, plot notes.
Just I didn't take any notes, so you keep giving me stuff, and then I'll talk about the stuff that really matters.
Okay. Yeah, the argument. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I mean. They get in a fight on the way to the reunion. Okay, moving on.
Okay, and then so the dream sequence, which goes on for 10 minutes, which I didn't know was a dream sequence at first.
It was hard for me.
It was so funny because like I was like, wow, everything's like kind of going right for them. Like she's meeting that guy that she likes, Billy Christensen or whatever.
Yeah, she like knows the formula for glue out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. That was hilarious. Yeah. Which that was improvised by. What's her name?
A lot of this movie was improv, but yeah, that was improvised by Phoebe from Friends.
So everybody is like nice to her.
Lisa Kudrow. We gotta say her name.
I know. So then I'm like, okay, I didn't realize it was a dream sequence. Then Lisa Kudrow gets hit by a limo.
Yeah.
And she just like flings up in the air, and I was
and it just happens to be fucking Sandy.
Which I love Sandy, because Sandy is like the nerdy guy that they didn't like, which I have a lot to say about Sandy. I'll get to him.
Okay.
But he comes out, but like she wasn't into him in high school. He was into her. And then he got like plastic surgery, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, he has a new face, yeah.
Like, and it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. And it's like
it starts off in reality, and then as it goes on, you kind of realize like, oh, this has to be a dream, because they like fly out of the roof of the limo and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
and then the vote for most changed person for the better since high school it's like Romy and Michele.
Yeah, like it very clearly becomes a dream sequence.
Yeah, and then it like cuts forward 70 years later, and they're like still mad at each other.
They're not friends.
Yeah, they're old, and like that was kind of funny. Are you still looking at your medal for the high school reunion? And then, so that's all. That was all a dream, and then then we're back to reality, and basically, they're making up shit. Like I invented sticky notes. And
their whole thing they came up with to be successful is that they invented Post-its.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what's her name? Janine Garofalo. She created fast cigarettes.
Yeah, quick burning cigarettes.
She's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, she just fucking calls them out, so they immediately get caught in their lie, like instantly. And then they have to like just fucking deal with all these fucking assholes they went to high school with.
And then also too, we should mention about the cowboy. Like Janine Garofalo has this thing with a mysterious cowboy.
I love that plot line, actually.
That was so. And then everything so basically they decide, which it does kind of. So okay, I like the message of the movie, but then it gets a little muddled for me in the end, which we'll talk about. Like, basically, they're like, well, we should just be ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And, basically. And then they kind of realize that, like, everybody, the people who made fun of them in high school, their lives aren't going
They're
that
not
great either.
Great, yeah. It's like they're all, like, alcoholics and, unhappy. And they kind of realize that, like, the people who judge them aren't necessarily winning right now, even though they still think they're better than them.
Right. So okay, I like that message. That's a great message.
Yeah.
But then like Sandy comes back, and he's all successful and hot
now. Cummings, and he's fucking cool and rich, and he has always been in love with Michele. So him and Michele end up getting together, right?
Yes.
They get to leave in a big helicopter in front of the whole fucking school. And then Sandy's rich as shit, so he funds them to open their own boutique.
But I feel like, okay, so I don't know. I thought like, to me, it seemed like Michele was like, she never really liked him though to begin with.
I think she likes him once she sees him again.
Once he's fucking rich.
Yeah, and what's the fucking?
That's where the movie. That's where the message of the movie gets a little murky for me. I'm like, you were not nice to this guy in high school.
But now she likes him.
Because he seems like
he wins her over.
She like makes out with him like 10 minutes after she realizes he's rich.
Okay, well, whatever. Any other notes?
That's all I have. So you don't think the ending to me was I don't know. They
fly away and then they have their own boutique. They get their own fucking store. They're still friends with Janine Garofalo.
Yes.
I don't know. I just think it's a fun fucking movie about female friendship, and they end up going into business together and just like fucking crushing it.
Which they kind of looked out too.
Yeah.
Had Sandy not given them.
Yeah, no, it fucking rules.
I don't know. I think that kind of ruins the message for me a little bit.
Okay.
With like them, her getting together with Sandy, and then Sandy just like giving them a store.
Yeah, I mean,
but everything else up until that I thought was like fun, and I liked the message of the movie up until that point. But I was just like, oh, okay, like.
Wow, I've never seen someone have such like a crisis over the message of Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. The message of the movie.
I thought that was kind of fucked up. Yeah, I did.
All right. That's
well,
fine.
which I mean, all these movies, they're kind of not realistic, and that's fine.
Well,
like it was a fun movie, and I like, yeah, at its core, like, yeah, who cares what these people think? We shouldn't have to make up shit.
Yeah.
We like being ourselves, and that's all. That's enough. But then it's like, I don't know, when she marries Sandy, or not marries him, but gets together with Sandy.
Sure. Okay.
You disagree?
I don't know. I just think it's supposed to be fun.
I don't think
it
is a fun movie.
You're getting too fucking butthurt.
It is a fun movie.
I
got trivia though.
Well, am I allowed to talk about?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so for me, this movie, is the two biggest things about this movie, besides it just being like this awesome like anthem for female friendship. Like it's never about a guy, really. For me, the two best things about this movie are the fashion in the movie. It's just fun, like loud, like fabrics and colors. Romy and Michele are always wearing awesome fucking outfits. They're going to the gym. They're wearing like 16-pound heels and shit like that. Like it's just, the fashion is amazing. And the soundtrack is fucking banging.
Great soundtrack.
Like,
great soundtrack.
I just think it is so much fun. Like, especially me growing up, like this movie came out in 1997. So I was 5. I obviously didn't watch this movie when it came out, but growing up in like the early 2000s, like seeing this movie for the first time, even on the ABC Family, the edited version, like this movie, I just saw it and I was like, oh, like when I grow up, I can wear whatever the fuck I want. And like, I still like to this day, like all dress in like loud, crazy clothes.
Yeah,
like I wear a lot of like faux fur and sequins and shit because like this movie just showed me, I was like, oh, like grown up girls, like we can wear whatever the fuck we want. We can do whatever. Like I love the fashion in this movie. And the soundtrack is just like all these fun fucking songs. Like that's my favorite part of the movie is the fashion and the soundtrack. I had to give it a shout out.
What about the message? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm not really fucking worried about the fucking message of Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. Yeah. It's just about having fun. Like this movie is the ultimate like sleepover with your friends movie. It is so good. And that's why like me and my cousin, we even watched the fucking prequel and memorized the dance from the prequel that I'm pretty sure you couldn't find on YouTube. If
the same dance they do in this movie we're talking about is in the prequel as well, right?
No.
Is it a different dance?
A little different, yeah.
Oh shit. So what do you think about the dance they do in this movie?
Amazing. Like it's all great.
But
like
not as good as the prequel.
I love these movies. I really do.
I do like, not to get deep for a moment, but I might. Okay. I do like how like it's kind of, I like that they got into fashion at the end because it was just something that they were kind of passingly, they just didn't even think about it. That they came up with all these cool outfits.
Yeah, they were just like, oh yeah, we design these and we make them.
Yeah, and when they started being themselves at the end, oh wait.
It was like, oh, that's like that's what you should do.
We found our thing. Our thing was under our nose the whole time.
Yeah, I love it.
Man, what a deep layers.
All right.
So deep.
Hit me with the trivia.
Hit me with your trivia.
Dun,
okay.
dun,
so you said you know a lot about this movie.
I mean,
you were bragging before this.
I was not bragging. I would never brag.
So we do know, you said, so we mentioned that this was a stage play. So actually the stage play is not, from what I gathered, it's not specifically about Romy and Michele.
It's not.
But their characters.
They were side characters,
right.
And it was a stage play about like the girls' bathroom.
Yeah, this is kind of I guess, a spinoff of that.
It is. It's a spinoff of a stage play, which is so obscure, but it ended up working. Yeah, they had Romy and Michele in the bathroom.
So actually, did you know about this? They filmed a pilot called Just Temporary, which was based on the stage play, and actually Lisa Kudrow reprised her role.
Yeah.
And they didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
That was 99. That would have came out.
Yeah.
I think
But yeah,
you
never
can
went
watch
anywhere.
it. I wouldn't mind tracking down the pilot.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. We got to talk about the Friends connections. We just have to.
Okay.
Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to say that for last. Alan Cummings owns a bar in New York City called
Club Cumming.
You knew that?
Yeah.
That was the one I thought I was going to get you on.
No, I know a couple comedians I really like do shows at his club.
Wow.
I love Alan Cummings, but yeah, Club Cumming.
And they do like every Saturday, I guess they do like a 90s night, like a Romy and Michele themed.
Yeah.
People have to like bring up on their sticky notes the songs they want to hear.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And Post-it notes and scarf folding stations. Was that a thing in the movie? I forgot.
At the last line in the movie is, "Let's fold scarves." Okay. And they just start folding scarves. And that's like one of the things from the movie. Yeah.
All right. Many actors in this movie played small roles in Friends. Lisa Kudrow, obviously. Julia Campbell, Christy Masters, and Elaine Hendricks, Lisa Luter were Ross's love interest.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Elaine Hendricks is the one who ends up being a lesbian.
Oh, his first wife.
Yeah, Lisa,
the
lady who ends up being she's like the Vogue fashion editor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Vincent Fatrisca, who played Billy Christensen, played Monica's on and off again boyfriend, Fun Bobby.
Oh yeah, he's a drunk. That's why they call him Fun Bobby. He's
also,
an alcoholic.
we didn't mention his ridiculous.
And then he quits. Yeah, he quits drinking in Friends, and they don't like him anymore.
Well, we gotta mention his ridiculous fake.
Oh, his beer gut. Yeah.
Which was not that bad, but it was just a little pooch.
Yeah.
It looked like I don't know what you call those things, fanny pack.
Yeah.
But on his stomach. E.J. Callahan, Mr. Leash.
I don't know who that
played
is.
Al Zipbroker, who ate paper and the one where Estelle dies. I don't know that episode.
I'm not a big Friends diehard.
Okay, well, plus it's common knowledge that Janine Garofalo turned down the role of Monica.
Janine Garofalo is fucking awesome.
Did you watch the Ben Stiller show? I think that's what got her big.
Well, for me, this movie is what I recognize.
Well, and also,
but she's fucking.
Wet Hot American stuff.
Yeah, exactly. She's fucking awesome.
Of course, Jennifer Aniston married Justin Theroux, who plays the cowboy.
Yeah.
All right, man. I thought I was gonna stump you on some trivia, but you're too good.
You stumped me on some.
Okay, so let's do some. Let me pull it up.
What?
Trying to pull it up. There we go. All right, let's do categories. Best scene of the movie. This is easy for me. The flashback scene. Well, not flashback, but the dream.
Okay.
That whole sequence, that 10 minutes is great.
The whole dream sequence?
That was actually funny. The movie's funny, but
yeah.
She gets hit by a fucking limousine, goes flying in the air.
Okay, well, I feel like you using the entire dream sequence is a little bit of a cop-out for best scene, but I'll allow it.
If we're going to go specific, when she gets hit by the car, that's fun.
Okay. My best scene is obviously the time after time dance number.
Oh, with Sandy?
Yeah, with Alan Cummings.
Yeah, that was a cool dance.
Obviously, it's fucking amazing. That to me is iconic. That's the best scene in the whole movie.
All right, is there a worse scene for you?
Worst scene.
This is a perfect movie for you.
I'm sure there is a worse scene. Hold on, let me think. Oh, I don't think we really need the scene where Romy has to pretend to have sex with the car guy.
I actually kind of agree with you.
Yeah, it's just you don't need that in the movie.
It was kind of fun. It just feels like a bad sketch that I would write.
Yeah, it does. It seems like a bad sketch you would write. Almost exactly.
This is why I hate it.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, that would be the worst scene.
Now, is there a best quote? Now, I actually wrote down some quotes.
Okay.
Any that you remember?
Well, I mean, there are just the iconic ones of like, let's fold scarves. And I remember my friend Cassie, we used to go up, when I was in high school, we used to go up and visit our siblings who went to Gettysburg College on the weekends. And my friend Cassie would always go, "Look out, Tucson, here we come!" Like when they're in the car together and the car just fucking breaks down. She would always say that, which I always think of. What are some other quotes you have?
All right, I wrote down that whole conversation where she's like, "Oh, I had to give someone in the service department a hand job." She's like, "While you were doing that, I was putting together a mixtape." And she's like, "Michelle, what? Did you really think I would do that for a car?" She's like, "Oh, okay." Also, I wrote down this. Remember the prom? You got so thin by then. Oh, I know. I was so lucky getting mono. That was the best diet
ever.
ever.
My God, yeah. There's a lot of
There's some good
quotes.
dialogue. There's some funny dialogue.
Of funny quotes.
Like, it's a well-written movie.
Yeah. It's a funny fucking movie.
Okay. Worst performance.
You go first. Who do you think was the worst performance?
I'm trying to think. I didn't think anyone was like too.
Yeah, I think everyone.
Oh, Ramon.
Yeah, Ramon was just a weird,
he's just like
unnecessary
he's
character.
just a typical sleazebag.
Yeah,
probably
he was
not.
fine. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought some of the. Well, I guess this is kind of intentional, but I thought like I don't know, some of those friends like that were like bullying her in high school. They were kind of like.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Like the
yeah.
weird side characters were not great, but yeah, I don't know.
There's not a lot of bad performances.
I think everyone, is like intentionally playing the part they're supposed to of like being like.
Best performance.
Oh God, I love Alan Cummings in this movie.
Really?
I love.
He didn't do enough for me.
So I love Alan Cummings in this movie, but I'm gonna say my favorite performance in the movie, and like Janine Garofalo. I fucking love her character. When she walks into the reunion, she's like she says like, "Oh, you need to get in with a name tag," and she goes, "Fuck off!" And then she's like, "Oh my God, like whoever, Heather Mooney, you're exactly the same." Like,
that lady was funny.
I think that Janine Garofalo, I think, is such a standout in this movie. I really think.
Justin Theroux for me.
Yeah, the cowboy.
No, he was cool, but he didn't really do much.
Yeah.
No, I want to go with probably Romy for the balls.
The accent choice.
The balls to just pull off that
fucking
weird accent.
Bold, random accent.
Yeah, that alone.
I love it.
Best unintentional comedic moment. Well, I don't think that applies to this movie because.
I think all the comedic moments are intentional.
Let's see here. I think that's. Okay. Since you are the host of How Embarrassing. Yeah. Okay, you gotta fuck one, kill one, marry one. Okay. Lisa Kudrow, Mira Sorvino, and Sorvino, or Janine Garofalo.
Okay, fuck, marry, kill. Lisa Kudrow, Mira.
They're not the actors, but the characters.
The characters. So yes. Michele, Romy, and Heather Mooney.
Yes. Okay.
So I would fuck Heather Mooney for sure.
Okay.
Because I just think she'd be fun in bed. She's weird and crazy and fun. I would marry Michele because she's super loyal. She's a great friend. I think she'd be a good partner. And I would kill Romy because I think Romy gets too caught up with guys. Like Romy, remember, she's just so obsessed with her reputation and stuff. I don't think, I don't need that in my life. And that's it. Okay. So honestly,
now, okay, if you marry them, you can't fuck them.
Yeah. You cannot fuck the ones you marry.
Really? But you're married.
You cannot fuck the ones you kill. Either.
You know what? I'm going to kill Michele because she doesn't have a job. Okay. She just doesn't have a job and she's a fucking squatter. Okay. She's a squatter.
Okay.
And I would probably marry Heather Mooney, right? Is that her name? Because I feel like she kind of she's like
she runs shit.
She's telling people to fuck off and has the kind of negative outlook.
Honestly, that makes sense that you're dating me and would marry Heather Mooney. Makes sense.
Why does that make sense?
Because I'm also an asshole.
And then I would probably kill. No, I would fuck
Romy.
Romy's. Which we didn't mention this. Lisa Kudrow. So she kind of gets outshined in Friends by Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston, but I turned to you when we watched the movie. I was like, "Damn, Lisa Kudrow's looking fucking hot as fuck."
But you said you would fuck Romy, which is.
But they're both hot.
Okay.
Mira Sorvino. So I would fuck the shit out of her. She's hot. But I would. They're all three are attractive women, but I'd have to kill Lisa Kudrow, not the actress, but Michele, because
all right.
She just needs to get off her ass and get a job.
There we have it, folks.
So final thoughts, anything we haven't covered, and then give me your score out of 5.
Okay. My final thoughts, just like I said, this movie is to me the ultimate iconic sleepover movie. It's great to watch, at your friend's house whose parents don't care if you watch a rated R movie. The fashion, the soundtrack, it's just fun. And I gotta give it a 4.5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's the same. Did you give Gremlins 2 a 5?
I might have.
Okay.
Gremlins 5 in this movie, I love.
Gremlins 5?
Oh, that's...
Boy, I wish. I wish we had Gremlins 5.
Me too.
We need to get a third one first.
All right.
Okay. All right. I respect that. 4.5 out of 5. For me, no, a lot of funny moments. I do think, there's like some funny dialogue. I think it's a well-written movie. And I think Lisa Kudrow and Mira Sorvino have pretty good chemistry. I like a lot of the supporting actors.
Fun, yeah.
It's just a fun movie.
The side characters are fun.
The side characters are funny.
Like the nerdy girl who wants everyone to sign her yearbook and shit.
We didn't mention. We didn't mention this scene. But
Toby,
there's one scene where it's either Romy or Michele. They're talking to somebody, and it's just a bunch of Asian people who clearly aren't from.
Don't
understand. Well, I don't think they understand her.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just fun little side gags and stuff like that. This movie didn't have me in stitches. But I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. I could see it was a good suggestion, and I could see why you picked it and why it has endeared and why it has a cult following, even if the message is a little muddled.
The
message of the film.
Okay.
But no, good choice. Thanks for being on here.
Yay.
Maybe after this we can watch the prequel.
Okay.
Romy and Michelle's, was it preschool? What is it?
It's their preschool reunion. Yeah.
No, what is the movie called?
It's called Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies, a Romy and Michele adventure. All right. Well, that was Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. I'm Barrett Sigmund. This was Molly Graham.
That's Molly Graham. That's
be sure to check out her podcast every Wednesday. We both come out the same day. I'm killing her in the ratings.
Barrett copied me, but make sure you listen to How Embarrassing with Molly and Jeff. It's me and my friends Jeff and producer Matt Cole, and we just talk to our guests about embarrassing shit.
All right. Thanks for listening, and latest on the mention.
Wow, it's good.